Again, a gospel about the externals and the essentials, practices and traditions and their meaning, or the danger of missing the meaning of what you do. The Lord speaks about the scribes or the lawyers, those who are experts in the Torah or in the Old Testament, the Pentateuch, making everything a kind of burden for others. The question for self-examination for you and me is this: is your spiritual life or your prayer life, is it kind of a burden? Exercising your faith, practicing your faith, or living your faith, is it a kind of burden? In simple terms, coming to Mass, whether it's a weekday or a weekend, do you think it's a kind of burden? Something you do because of the force of tradition? You have been told, do this, so you do it. You don't really want to, but you have been told, do this. If you do this, God will bless you. If you don't do this, you may have some punishment, obligation, you are going to hell. So is somebody really forcing you to do something? The force of routine, the force of tradition. You may say, this is the way I have been brought up. You have no way out of it. This has gone into your system. No, this is the way I have it to be. There's no, I don't really want to, but I have to. Is that the way you think about your spiritual life? Completely wrong. The Lord doesn't want you or me to come here because of any kind of fear or force of tradition. If you are a parent, do you enjoy your children being afraid of you and scared of you, doing everything out of fear of you? Oh, how will you enjoy that? If you are a mother or a father and you know your children are scared of you, what kind of joy you have? The other is, my children love me. They really love me. They do everything out of love for me. Oh, you will be delighting over your children. The same way with God. If you come to God with the fear, I would say, oh, you are not my son or daughter. You don't know me at all. What is the point of being here if you don't know me at all? Make your prayer life simple, my dear friends. Whether it is the rosary or the Mass, or everything has to have, the core of everything is love. The core of everything you do is love for God. Whether it is coming to Mass, recite the rosary, or saying the office prayer, whatever you do, the essence of everything has to be your love for God. Imagine you are a bit tired. You don't feel like reciting the rosary. It can be that the decades can be a bit too long. One Hail Mary with the love for Mary. Is it too much? Forget about the 10. Just one Hail Mary with the love for Mary, our mother. That will compensate for 1,000,000. Do I make sense? What is important is that you do anything you do with love, not as a burden. Not as a burden. If something is a bit too much, either because of the weather, because of your health, because of anything, make it simple, because the core message is with love, with love, with love. No burden. Suppose you have no time for prayer, don't you worry. No time to go to Mass, don't you worry. You haven't got the health or the convenience to go to Mass because of the weather or a transport, whatever be the reason. You can make your worship, your adoration of the Lord and the Holy Mass at home. Say one Our Father with love for the Father. One our Father. But make sure you mean every word you say, our Father, who art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Prayer is so easy. Don't blame the Pope or the bishops or the priests or the catechism teachers for if you find your spiritual life is a kind of burden. Don't blame them because you didn't understand what prayer actually is. Don't blame anybody for the way you have been brought up. You are supposed to understand this reading the Gospel of Jesus. Reading the Gospel of Jesus, you have to understand. Don't blame anybody. This is the way I have been told. No. Who are the popes? Who are the bishops? Who are the priests? They are not gods. Why do you believe in them? Believe in the Gospel of Jesus. Everything is here. Didn't the Lord say, don't keep on babbling, long praise, as if God needs some theology. Make it simple, but make everything with the love for God.